Have you ever blamed yourself for not being disciplined enough? Many people believe that those who constantly procrastinate are simply lazy or weak. But the truth is different. The human brain was not designed to pursue long-term goals or constantly resist temptation. Over millions of years of evolution, the brain learned to conserve energy, seek quick rewards, and avoid unnecessary effort. That is why, when you try to exercise, study, or build a new skill, your brain often pulls you toward the couch, your phone, or other forms of instant gratification. It is not your fault. The real issue is that modern society expects us to live in ways that go against this ancient biological programming. And when you try to defeat your brain through willpower alone, you usually burn out very quickly. That is why you end up giving up. To understand why maintaining discipline is so difficult, we need to look at how the brain developed. For most of human history, our ancestors lived in environments filled with danger and scarcity. Back then, finding food immediately was far more important than preparing for a distant future. Resting was also more valuable than wasting energy on unnecessary effort. As a result, the brain gradually became wired to prioritize rewards that are fast, clear, and easy to obtain. What is fascinating is that this ancient programming is still active inside us today. When you open a book to study, your brain knows the reward may not come for weeks or even months. But when you open TikTok or YouTube, the feeling of pleasure arrives within seconds. The brain does not naturally ask, "What is best for your future?" Instead, it tends to choose whatever feels most rewarding right now. That is where procrastination begins. Many people believe that becoming more disciplined simply requires trying harder. They think that with enough determination, they will wake up early, exercise consistently, study diligently, and accomplish every goal they set for themselves. But reality is not that simple. Willpower is a limited resource. After a long day of work, stress, or exhaustion, our ability to control ourselves often drops significantly. That is why promises made with confidence in the morning often disappear by the evening. James Clear argues that motivation is overrated, while environment is underrated. People who appear extremely disciplined do not necessarily possess stronger willpower than you. They simply live in environments that make the right actions easier to take. Instead of fighting temptation every single day, they design their lives in ways that reduce temptation before it even appears. If you have ever struggled with procrastination, leave a comment below and do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us for more videos ahead. Most people believe they are fully in control of their decisions. But the truth is that the environment around us influences our behavior far more than we realize. Think about it. If your phone is sitting right next to your bed, you are much more likely to pick it up the moment you wake up. If junk food is always within sight, you are more likely to eat it, even when you are trying to lose weight. The brain naturally chooses what is closest, easiest to access, and requires the least effort. That is why many experts describe the environment as the silent architect of behavior. A small change in the way you organize your living space can sometimes produce far greater results than simply trying to force yourself to be stronger. When good choices become more visible and easier to act on, your brain will naturally move toward them. Instead of constantly fighting yourself, start by changing the things that surround you every day. Once you understand the importance of your environment, the next question is, how can you use it effectively? The answer is surprisingly simple. Make good habits the easiest choice to follow. If you want to read more books, do not hide them in a drawer or place them on a high shelf. Put them somewhere you will see every day. If you want to spend less time on your phone, do not keep it within reach at all times. Turn off unnecessary notifications or place the device somewhere less accessible. If you want to exercise in the morning, prepare your workout clothes and shoes the night before. Every step you remove reduces friction and increases the likelihood that you will take action. People who seem highly disciplined are not necessarily forcing themselves harder than everyone else. They simply arrange their lives in a way that makes the right behavior easier, more natural, and more automatic every day. One of the smartest ways to build discipline is to take advantage of the habits you already have. This method is known as habit stacking. Instead of trying to create an entirely new behavior from scratch, you attach it to something you already do every day. For example, after brushing your teeth, you meditate for 2 minutes. After making your coffee, you read 1 page of a book. After sitting down at your desk, you write a single line in your journal. Existing habits act as triggers for new actions. This allows your brain to follow a familiar pattern without having to make too many additional decisions. And the fewer decisions you have to make, the less likely you are to procrastinate. The key is to start small. Do not try to change your entire life in a single day. Instead, add one simple action to a habit you already have and repeat it consistently every day. Perhaps one of the biggest misconceptions about personal growth is the belief that procrastination is the same as laziness. Whenever they fail to complete a task as planned, many people immediately blame themselves for lacking willpower or determination. But in reality, procrastination is often a sign that your system is not designed effectively. The brain naturally seeks activities that provide quick rewards and avoids tasks that require significant effort without immediate results. That is why studying, exercising, or working on a long-term project is often postponed, while scrolling through social media feels so tempting. Once you understand this, you stop seeing yourself as the problem. Instead, you begin focusing on improving your environment, your habits, and the way you approach your work. And that is when real change begins. If you found this content helpful, do not forget to like the video and support the channel. James Clear believes that every lasting habit is built on 4 simple principles. First, make the behavior obvious. The more often something appears in front of you, the more likely you are to do it. Second, make it attractive. When an activity is connected to positive emotions, your brain becomes more motivated to repeat it. Third, make it easy to start. Do not set huge goals right away. A small action performed consistently is always more effective than a perfect plan that is quickly abandoned. Finally, make it satisfying. A check mark on a calendar, a word of self-encouragement, or a small reward can help reinforce the behavior in your brain. When all 4 of these principles are applied together, building and maintaining good habits becomes much easier and far more sustainable over time. Many people fail to build lasting habits because they believe they must enjoy the process before they can stay consistent with it. They think that to exercise regularly, they must always feel excited about working out. They believe that to study effectively, they need to be constantly motivated to sit down and learn. But the truth is that the most disciplined people do not always enjoy what they do. They have days when they feel tired, unmotivated, and discouraged, just like everyone else. The difference is that they do not rely on their emotions to decide whether to take action. Instead, they create systems that make the right behavior the default choice. When workout clothes are already prepared, when the study desk is organized, and when a schedule has been planned in advance, there is less need to think or negotiate with yourself. The action happens almost automatically. Discipline is not about loving everything you do. It is about continuing to do what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. After everything we have explored, there is one important truth to remember. Discipline is not the final destination. Discipline is simply the result of how you see yourself every day. Many people try to change their behavior while holding on to the same old identity. They want to exercise, yet they still think of themselves as someone who is not active. They want to read more books, yet they continue believing they are not the type of person who enjoys learning. These beliefs quietly pull them back toward familiar habits. If you want lasting change, you need to start with a different question. Who do I want to become? Every small action you take is a vote for the person you want to be. Every time you complete a task, even for just a few minutes, you are proving to yourself that you are someone who keeps promises. Stop waiting for perfect motivation and start with small steps today. And if you enjoy content about psychology, habits, and personal growth, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and join us for more videos ahead.